Hello, this is Massa.
Hello, Massa. My name's Anne.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. All right. How old are you, Massa?
I'm 11 years old.
Thank you. Now, look at these 4 pictures. One is different. The book is different. A lemon, a pineapple, and an orange are fruit. You eat them. You don't eat a book. You read it. Now, you tell me about these pictures. Which one is different?
This cow.
Why?
Two bird and but is a fry, but cow is not fry.
Very good. Which one is different?
This a mountain.
Why?
Because this water and not water mountain.
Very good. And the last one, which one is different?
And this, because this is play is a kite, but this is not play.
That's excellent, Massa.
How old are you?
I'm 13.
Where do you live?
I live in Bucinasco, a small town near Milano.
Thank you. Now let's talk about school. Luca, what subject do you like best?
My favorite subject is English because I very like all the languages, but English is the best because I very like America.
What clothes do you wear to school?
I wear t-shirt and jeans.
Federica, who do you live with?
I live with my mom, my dad, and my 2 sisters.
How many bedrooms are there in your house?
2. I'm one of my parents, and one for me and my sisters.
Luca, where do you watch TV at home?
I watch TV in my camera.
What's your favorite room in your house?
My bedroom.
Now, Chiara, here is your photograph. It also shows people enjoying music. Please show it to Victoria and tell us what you can see in the photograph.
In this photograph, we have 2 couple dancing. They're dancing in the middle of the street, and lots of people are looking at them. They're making photo of them, and I think they like because they're smiling and they're clapping these 2 couples. They are in a street, and some behind them are playing some music. They have a guitar, so maybe it's classic music, so they're dancing maybe a waltzer or maybe tango. And one of them, he's wearing a hat, and maybe there are professionists because they seems like really they're really good.
Where are you from, Florine?
I'm from Holland, from the Netherlands.
In this part of the test, I'm going to give each of you 2 photographs. I'd like you to talk about your photographs on your own for about a minute, and also to answer a question about your partner's photographs. Florine, it's your turn first. Here are your photographs. They show people who are helping other people in different situations. I'd like you to compare the photographs and say how important it is to help people in these situations. All right?
Yeah. I think in the first picture it's someone helping a soccer player because he's obviously hurt. And in the second photo, the police officer is helping, I think it must be a tourist because there is a map in the photo. And I think it's really important to help people in those situations because they're both needed help, and in the first picture the person is probably in pain because mostly when you play a sport you can get injuries. And in the second photo I think it's also very important that the police officer is willing to help the tourist because it's just I think police officers are there because they have to serve the people.
Now Maud, here are your pictures. They show students doing different activities. I'd like you to compare two of the activities and say how students can benefit from doing these activities and how helpful the activities might be in preparing them for their future lives. All right.
Okay, so let me see. So I'd like to talk about these two pictures. Well, there are on these two pictures we can see two students who are doing different things. I think she is studying, so well while studying she gained knowledge and she get prepared for a test, maybe something, so it helps her preparing it and maybe she will pass the test if she work hard. So, and this student is giving a presentation and it will help her develop a kind of ease while talking to other people. So if she wants to be well in maybe entertainment field, it will be very useful for her to be able to talk to people.
Thank you. Now, in this part of the test, you're each going to talk on your own for about 2 minutes. You need to listen while your partner is speaking because you'll be asked to comment afterwards. Olin, I'm going to give you a card with a question written on it, and I'd like you to tell us what you think. There are also some ideas on the card for you to use if you like. All right? So here is your card. Please let Rodrigo see the card, and remember, Olin, you have about 2 minutes to talk before we join in.
No, I think it's a really interesting question. Well, of course, it's a very personal question. Well, for me personally, I prefer making my own decisions. Well, obviously I ask other people for their advice, but at the end I think it's very important that you decide on something because you are convinced by it and not because someone else convinced you for that or persuaded you to take something else. Because you always have to be able to stand up to it and to defend your own opinions, and you can only do so if you actually
decided to do it by yourself and did the whole thinking process for yourself. Now that I see the recommendations, I see that they contrast education and work. And during education, I suppose that it's much more important to take others' advice, probably from your teachers and from your parents, because they have had more experience than yourself. And sometimes they even know you better, most of all when you're just during puberty. So they might take the more decisions with a better base. In work, it's really important to be a team player and to always take into account many different opinions and not just to try to push forward your own.